delegates, the Social, Humanitarian and Cultural Committee is now open call to order. We are here today to discuss the draft Convention on the Rights of the Child. We will now proceed with the roll call. Delegates, please respond with present or present and voting when your country is called. People's Republic of China.
Present.
Singapore.
Present.
Japan.
Present.
Brazil.
Present.
Thank you, delegates. The agenda for today's session is to finalize the draft of the convention, focusing closely on Article 1, Definition of Child, and Article 14, Freedom of Thought, Conscience, and Religion. We shall now open the general speakers list. Each delegation will have 1 minute to deliver their opening statement. I will start with the Russian Federation. The Russian Federation stresses the utmost importance of national sovereignty in interpreting this convention. Regarding Article 14, Russia emphasizes the indispensable role of the traditional family unit. Parents have the fundamental right to guide the moral and spiritual upbringing of their children. International law must not infringe upon the domestic values of sovereign nations. People's Republic of China.
China is fully committed to protecting children, particularly through Article 28 by ensuring universal education and eradicating poverty to eliminate economic exploitation. However, concerning Article 14, China maintains that still freedom of thought must align with secular state laws for private social stability, public order, and national harmony.
Singapore.
The delegation of the Republic of Singapore extends its appreciation to all member states that participate in the discussion of the draft convention on the right of the child at education. Singapore believes that every child has the right to protection, quality education, freedom of thought, and the opportunity to develop optimally according to their potential. At the same time, the implementation of children's rights must still respect its country's legal system, cultural diversity, and national development needs. Therefore, Singapore welcomes the draft convention and look forward to participating in constructive discussion of several important provisions, in particular Article 1, Article 14, Article 28 until 29, Article 32 and Article 38. Thank you, Honorable Chairman of the session.
Japan.
Japan highlights the modern necessity of protecting children in the digital sphere under Article 28. Modern education must be inclusive, technologically advanced, and relative to shield children from cyber threats and online exploitation.
Brazil.
China, environment care, and safety to let the children are uniform and not equitable. The exercise of equity and ethical law must be an absolute global standard. Furthermore, between Article 14, children must be granted total freedom of conscience and religion, from and from a state of individual.
The time for the general speakers list has elapsed. The floor is now open for motions. The delegation of Russian Federation moves for a moderated protest for a duration of 8 minutes, with a speaking time of 1 minute per delegate. On the topic, the clash between state sovereignty and universal child rights in Article 1, Articles 1 and 14. The motion passes. We will now begin the moderated focus. We will start with Brazil. Brazil? Russian Federation. The delegate of France immediately corrects our stance. Russia does not restrict children. We protect them from psychological and moral disorientation before they reach intellectual maturity. Parents are the child's natural protectors, not foreign states. People's Republic of China.
China agrees that social stability and state witness are paramount. Granting unchecked individual freedom to minors who are not yet legally mature can backfire, causing social fragmentation rather than healthy development.
Singapore.
Article 1 on the definition of child. A child is any human being under the age of 18 unless national law specifies an early age as a child. Singapore supports a general definition of the age under 18 but still wants flexibility in national law on the ground that each country has a different legal system regarding working age, as of the marriage, the age of criminal responsibility, military age. Therefore, the international definition shall not eliminate the authority of the state to regulate the issue. The international law in the principle is now set 17 margin of appreciation, where the state still has room to regulate national law as long as it does not conflict with the goal of child protection. The Singapore made a proposal by adding the phrase the state can have different agreement as long as it still protects the right of the child.
Japan.
Japan strongly supports Singapore's proposal. This convention will only be effective globally if it respects the religious and cultural boundaries adopted by nations across Asia, Africa, and the Middle East.
The time for the moderated caucus has expired. The committee will now move into voting procedure on the draft convention, inclusive of the compromise amendment introduced by Singapore, stating that Article 14 must respect national laws and parental guidance. All those delegations in favor of the draft convention with the Singapore amendment, please raise your placard. With a vote of all five in favor of the amendment, the amendment and the draft convention on the rights of the child are hereby passed. This committee session is adjourned. Honorable delegates, the committee is back to order. Having resolved the debates on Articles 1 and 14, we will now turn our attention to the remaining crucial pillars of this convention. Article 28 and 29 on the right of education, Article 32 on child labor, and Article 28 on children in armed conflict. The Chair will now entertain motions for a moderated caucus. The delegation of India moves for a moderated caucus for a duration of 12 minutes with a speaking time of 1 minute per delegate on the topic balancing universal education and economic realities in developing nations under Articles 28 and 32. The delegation of India has already expressed their opinions. Because the motion has passed, we will begin with the delegation of the People's Republic of China.
China believes the root cause of child labor is poverty. Of a lack of legalization, China has successfully left millions out of poverty, thereby naturally eliminating child labor and raising school enrollment. We suggest that Article 32 shall focus on the obligation of multinational corporations that exploit child labor in developing nations for cheap supply chains, rather than punishing poor families.
Brazil.
Thanks to the service of human life of economic resources, we can like electrical to accommodate matrix and space of chill of the future. Multinational are looking to ISIS. That determination has to connect Europe to chill development to
Japan.
Japan proposed a modern solution under Article 29. Education must prepare children for a digital future. Japan is ready to fund digital educational infrastructure in developing nations, ensuring that even children in rural areas can access education without leaving their community, thus reducing the incentive for child labor.
The time for the previous caucus has expired. The chair now recognizes the delegation of Nigeria. Nigeria moves for a moderated caucus for a duration of 7 minutes, 1 minute speaking time, on the topic measures to eradicate the recruitment of child soldiers by non-state actors under Article 38. The motion passes. Now we will begin with Russian Federation. The Russian Federation wishes to bring this committee back to a realistic and constructive track, while some delegations from Western Europe speak from a position of economic luxury, demanding immediate absolute bans on all forms of youth economic activity. They systematically ignore the historical and structural root causes of global inequality. My delegation firmly believes that the eradication of harmful child labor can only be achieved through genuine economic development, poverty alleviation, and the strengthening of state institutions, not through premature, punitive international legislation that criminalizes poor families. Russia supports the right to free primary education under Article 28. However, we emphasize that educational curricula must remain strictly within the sovereign domain of each nation. We will not tolerate the exploitation of Article 29 to systematically introduce foreign ideological values or sociocultural engineering that deliberately undermines local traditions under the guise of modern education. Furthermore, if this committee genuinely desires to protect children under Article 32, the focus must shift immediately toward the predatory economic practices of Western multinational corporations. These entities continue to systematically exploit cheap labor and natural resources in developing nations through complex, unregulated supply chains. Do not punish the developing states for their economic hardships. Instead, regulate the corporate monopolies that actively profit from the vulnerabilities of these families. Thank you. Singapore.
Article 38 on children in armed conflict. Countries prohibit the recruitment of children, protecting children in war. Singapore's position is fully supported for reason children should not be soldiers, workers, knock out human shield. This is contrary to international humanitarian law, human rights, and the dignity of children. Singapore proposal is that state need to strengthen rehabilitation, social protection, post-conflict education. Singapore support child protection, quality education, prohibity of child soldiers, prohibity of economic exploitation. Proposing improvement, flexibility of national law in Article 1, affirmation of the role of parent in Article 14, the addition of digital education in Article 28 and 29, distinction between exploitation and labor in Article 32, the rehabilitation program for victims in Article 38. After careful consideration of the Draft Convention and the construction discussion that have taken place during the trial. The Republic of Singapore believes that this convention is an important international legal framework for protecting the rights and welfare of children worldwide. Singapore appreciates the inclusion of provisions aimed at protecting children from exploitation, ensuring access to quality education, protecting freedom of thought and religion, and prohibiting the recruitment of children in armed conflict. While Singapore has proposed a number of proposed changes to improve non-legal quality and ensure respect for its country's national legal system, we believe that this convention reflects the international community's shared commitment to protecting the best interests of child. Therefore, the Republic of Singapore is proud to express its support and put in favor in the draft Convention on the Rights of Child. Thank you.
Honorable delegates, the caucuses have concluded. We have seen a strong consensus on holding multinational corporations accountable for the child labor, the necessity of international funding for educational infrastructure, and the urgent need for rehabilitation frameworks for child soldiers. These points will now be compiled into the working papers for our draft resolution. This committee stands informal until the next section.